let's get into the topic for the day because I'm proud of this one. Yeah. Let me move this over off camera while I make another one. Only until they sponsor us. And I don't want to,
That's why I keep my shit in always in a cup, so y'all can't see what I be sipping on.
Hey, but I shout out to the only reason I shout out to this one because this is that hood 7-Eleven, So they only getting a shout out because it's so hood. I'm talking about motherfuckers smoking a blunt outside in the front when I pull up. They got to put the blunt out to come in to help them serve me.
They be over there reckless, bro. You'll go up in the store, they be like, yo, just let me know when you're ready.
I know, right? What? Is this okay?
They be sitting outside selling you weed. Yo, I got that. You good?
Just in case, though. I see you buying some blunts, if you need one-stop shop over here type shit.
I got them 8s for 30.
For real.
Niggas be over there straight.
That's how you know it's some trash. Nah, you keep that fentanyl lace stuff out of there. All right.
Yeah, I don't sell my 8s for 30.
Oh man.
50 or more.
All right.
I got the good shit though. Yeah.
Jokes, people.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh, right. All right. Topic: are men addicted to pussy or power? First example, we'll take Ime Udoka. More information. We talked about it last week. More information came out. Everybody who don't know, real quick rundown. Ime Udoka, head coach of the Boston Celtics. Ran them to the finals last year. First year head coach,
which is rare. Which is a rare thing. So it was
rare.
a very good coaching year for him.
Now let's put all that into perspective on his career success, and now let's get into the real debate of him being a light-skinned black dude, overseas light-skinned black dude. I think, right? Because his family Nigerian. Even he was born in Portland, I believe, but family Nigerian. Ran in Boston, a lot of white women, and head coach of the NBA team out there that's winning. So, yes, he was also in a 20-year relationship with Nia Long. I read a headline that said it that I do want to believe and go with. It might be false. If I'm wrong,
I know what you're
I will stand corrected.
Yeah.
That they were in an open relationship.
I saw that. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
But let's go on it that it is.
Let's go with it is, because that changes.
It really does.
My perspective on some of these allegations.
It really does.
Yeah, I saw
that until anything else comes out and says different, all things were consensual. Yes, my man's was wilding. But everything was consensual.
True. Everything was consensual.
If they true.
Because it's more information. I want to say like. I'm going to say like it's dripping out. I don't even want to say like it's slipped. It's dripping out. It's like a little driplet here, a little driplet there. Did you look up a
picture of the wife?
I didn't because
I'm talking about the big one.
No, because I see so many different women. I didn't see like if that's her for sure. So I just quit looking at the pictures.
They keep making sure to say, it's in the news. They keep making sure to say minority owner. But when I keep looking it up, it ain't the minority owner that pop up. And that wife.
Is she bad?
She ain't bad, but she look hittable. But back to this whole thing about the what's the actual addiction? Mm-hmm. The question with all of that being said, this whole scandal, do we risk it all for the actual pleasure, or is the pussy just a piece in the portrait of power?
I think. That's such a good question, Craig. That's a good fucking question. I think I'm not gonna answer this from Queese, right? Because I think my answer would be different than the consensus to this. Consensus, I feel like most niggas, it's not the pussy. I definitely feel like it's the power, right? Mm-hmm. Because when you break it down at its core, just talking to niggas when niggas like. Even not saying niggas in relationship in general, just niggas out here single, fucking chicks, whatever, right? Most of it is the conquer type mentality. Like, I want it, I'm going to get it, and then once they get it, in most cases, most niggas will move on to some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But the power aspect of it is the fact that most niggas want to be able to go back to that shit whenever they want to go back to it. So that's like the power aspect. I don't think it's the pussy, because niggas like to have the ability to say, oh yeah, I used to fuck with her. I could fuck that bitch tomorrow if I called her. And you hear niggas say that shit all the time. So that's more of a power play. That's more of a like, I got her and I can have her whenever I want her again.
And real quick, like something, that's what, when you want that feeling that you're talking about, it's something in, when you have that interaction or that encounter, that sexual encounter, I'm trying to be the best. Something comes from like that, you want to please her, you want to have that quote unquote power over her of being like, if I'm the best at her, or if I can get her from her, like you say, I can hit that whenever I want because she gonna remember me when I call.
I don't think so though.
You don't think the power goes that deep into it?
I don't think most niggas think that deep about being the best. What I think most niggas do, so I feel like every nigga is based totally off ego. Every man, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, don't matter. Every man, we move off of our ego. We don't move off of emotions. Like women move off of emotions, how they feel about a nigga, whatever. We all ego based, right? Meaning this though. So y'all pay attention, ladies. I'm gonna give y'all some game right on how fellas operate. The problem is y'all think all niggas' egos are the same. They're not. We all really move off about 5 different ego trips. And if you can decipher which one of those ego trips is the nigga you dealing with, you can kind of have that nigga wrapped around your motherfucking pinky finger. Because if you can like boost his ego to what he cares about, he feels he's important. So going back to the pussy ain't because you need to feel like it's the best. You gotta feel like you important. I'm more important than any of them other niggas. So even if you with this nigga, you happy, y'all are married, if I hit you, I'm just that much more important that you still gonna come fuck with me. It ain't about I'm the best. We don't give a fuck if we the best. We give a fuck that you know I'm special. I'm that nigga.
I don't want to lose my point because it's off of what you just said. And you saying that it's not of being the best. I think that you right, but the part that you right about speaking to that man's insecurities or whatever it is. And I think
I say ego. I want to say
ego, my bad. Ego. And in my mind, I'm like the insecurities because I mean, let's be not insecurities, but when somebody attack your insecurities, the most thing that hurts is your ego. So that's why I attach them both.
To your point, that's a part of it.
So when you say like when they like play into or boost up what you probably would
what you care about,
what you care about, that's why I would want to be the best, because I think that my insecurity and my worry or my ego is if I'm like the best or good, or I don't want to be bad. You know what I'm saying? So I would strive to be the best. Then that entails into my ego.
So
just it'll hurt my ego if I'm not.
I'll give you an example, right? Because that's actually one of the 5. I don't even want to break down my quizism on this so much. I want to give away all our game, right? But say to your point, right? So let's say part of your insecurities and your ego is, I gotta feel like I'm the best. I gotta feel like I'm above all these other niggas. Like Craig is the best nigga you had, and I want you to put me on that pedestal. Like let's say that's where your ego at, right? You can meet a chick who fuck with you. She think you funny and shit, but she always telling you about, yo, my other homie, this nigga's hella funny. I said, we should stand up all the time. You will feel some way. Even if you don't say shit, and deep down you will feel something like, bitch, I'm the funniest nigga. Fuck you talking about? If she be like, yo, I got a homeboy, he raps, his shit dope.
Ooh, I got something
and you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying like different shit. Like, cause your ego is always like, I need that reassurance that I'm that nigga. Like I need that I'm the best at everything. I want you to look at me and say, Craig is on this pedestal, these other niggas not. So that's where your ego kick in. See, my ego don't necessarily kick in on the same type of shit. So if a chick pulled the shit with me that she pulled with you, it would hold no weight. Mm-hmm. Now she got to find out where my ego is, and then you can probably pull the same kind of shit that you pulled with Craig. Like, I don't give a fuck if a nigga is like a nigga in the street hustling, doing whatever. He still got an ego. Yeah. And if you can figure out what his ego is, you got the nigga.
And that's why, that's why I would call it, or at least relate it to insecurities, because in your example,
you're right. I never thought about it until you said it. That's it's a part of that.
Because in your example with the comedy and stuff, I know more about comedy. Because I wouldn't feel that way. If it was a chick and she was like, hey, I'm not talking about a comedian and nothing. I'm talking about somebody who don't know comedy and they just coming in watching, excuse me, and watching both of us and they saying, this guy is funnier than you. Oh, I like her better than you. Her jokes was a little bit, or this person, his jokes was just that much fun. I don't really get your stuff. I'm like, you don't really know nothing about what I do. The rest of, you know how many people laughed out there? Like, especially if I can gauge it from, like, if the crowd feel that way, it's a different thing. If I bomb, that's a different thing. But if I'm killing and I just don't.
You just thought they killed more, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That don't bother me.
But it would bother you if it's somebody you cared about.
But hold on. Even if it's somebody I care about.
You don't think it'll bother you?
Not on this level where it would hurt my ego, because I know this, maybe it come from rap and it's being so many rappers.
I agree.
That I'm never gonna be her favorite rapper.
When you a rapper, bro, it makes you definitely have hard skin. Like I said.
But hold on, real quick before I get off. But when it comes to her pleasure, her pussy, she know that. She control that. Oh. So if she tell me I'm the best,
I get you.
That boosts my ego. Because she gotta be right in that. I would never know.
Okay, I got you. Like I was just gonna say when you just said that though, like about the tough skin, about like I feel like being a rapper, it gives it should give us all tough skin.
Yeah.
So I recently had sent it ain't even finished yet, but I had sent the joint to Stino for like his Tough and Flush shit.
I don't even know what that is. Oh, I do. Right? I do. Okay, so I know Stino. Shit, right?
So
I know
Stino
now.
And shit.
Shout out to Stino.
He on my Facebook.
Both of y'all funny.
Nigga. Yeah, they funny niggas. I watch that shit all the time. So I sent them some shit, right? They flushed it, right? They said it was whack, right? I'm not offended by that shit because my
which one you send them? Now I know I got beef now. Take my shout out back.
Nah, shout out to
Stino.
It's all good.
Shut in.
But no, so my chick was like, she was like, yo,
I'm
like
joking.
They tripping, like that shit hot, like. That shit is not no, cause she be listening to Tough and Flush. She's like, that shit is not no flush. That shit is. I'm like, I ain't tripping. She's like, you ain't mad. I'm like, no. When you do music, bro, it's always shit you like that others don't. It's shit you don't like that motherfuckers like. It's
and that also don't mean don't come with another one.
Exactly. It might be something like I could have said something.
And it's very objective. They might be looking and listening for a certain. I don't even.
Yeah,
you know how many times I don't even be liking that lyrical. I don't want to hear that. Da da da. I don't trap. I don't shoot. So you ain't gonna like my shit.
I could have like being that I know what kind of shit they rate good. I could have easily sent him some shit that he was gonna be like, yo, this shit fire. But it's like I want to send some different shit. Yeah. And that's just me being me. Like I'm gonna see what they think about this. This shit different. And but like you can't.
Some I know they like.
See, I ain't secure, but like my ego ain't affected by shit like that. But that's my point. Like
I would have looked at it on some numbers, Mark. If they listening, other people might live, whatever. But I mean, same thing could happen though.
Done, I send them the fire shit.
Yeah,
like, I know they
also
like
that too.
Like,
and the same thing could be said. They could doubt something and then be, hey, nah, that was fire. Like, no, who was that dude? Like, they could, yeah.
You just never know. You know what I'm saying? So I shout out to him. And then, like, he didn't even say, like, I'm whack. He just didn't like that song. He was like, I can hear the talent in him. I ain't gonna say he trash, but I don't like that song.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, fine. Like, you can't.
And that's definitely different from trash. Like, cause trust me, you
know when somebody trash.
Tupac got songs I don't like.
Jay got shit I don't like.
Gucci got songs I don't like.
Everybody
that you love got a song you don't like.
You ain't never gonna bat 100. So that's the thing with like a male ego. A male, for most part, we never gonna bat 100 with these chicks. We don't know. Like, we never gonna be everything for everything. But you can't be like, when it comes to the shit you do care about, a nigga do be in their feelings. Like, a nigga get emotional about the shit we care about. So, like, every man ego ain't the same. Like, some niggas, you tell them that song, you don't like their song, nigga, they want to have beef with you. Like, this niggas out here beefing now on this drill shit. They literally beefing because the niggas stuck I don't like that song. Yeah, nigga, I'll kill you, nigga. It's like, bro, he just don't like your song. Like, it's okay.
I mean, I don't know what he talking, because I like all drill songs and I like all drill rappers. So I don't got no problems.
I'll tell you that shit trash.
All of y'all are great, and y'all should have Jay-Z money if you ask me.
Hey,
y'all contributing to the culture. They get everything.
Oh, it's trash is trash. Like,
but nah, but like, I guess it ain't really no answer like to the risk it all question, because but if I had to like guess it, and if I'm speaking just for me, maybe I do think it's something about the power aspect of it over just fucking, because you can fuck somebody else if it's that bad for you, and you really want to fuck that boss wife. You got the money You could pay for an escort, a porn star, somebody that looks like her and just have sex with her and had a fantasy and get it out of the way, or at least get it out of your system. It's to that point now in 2023. And it'll be discreet, all of that, especially if you got an open relationship. Yeah. It has to be something attached to the power aspect of, now, I'm not saying that this dude, maybe he want the nicest to this guy, maybe he don't like this guy, who knows? But it's something, because that counts, though. Also, that also counts into the man affecting it. If you would fuck a girl because a man made you mad and you want to get back at him, that's also that man affecting you. See, fucking, you know what I'm saying, his wife or something.
I know somebody who
so I think
the
power has to come into it when you on that big of a scale where, just to wrap it up real quick and I'm going to let you go, with Ime Udoka, when you on that scale and you got that much to risk and that much to lose, it can't just be about the pussy. It got to be about the power of it, or that pussy being attached to the boss. Who's done that?
I think in most cases it's never about the pussy. Only time it's about the pussy is if it's just pussy. Like if a nigga like out and about, see a chick, meet a chick, out and about, whatever, fuck her that night, never talk to her again, that's about the pussy. That was literally just because I wanted some pussy. She was there, I had some pussy. I've been in situations where I'd have been a side nigga. I've had like side chicks, all that shit. I hate the side. Maybe that's another episode we get on that.
Yeah, because we appreciate them. And
no, because I feel like it's levels to this side chick shit. I'm getting to because next week I think I'm gonna get some ladies to come through. But I think it's a level to like side chicks. You got side chicks and you got mistresses, and then you got chicks who just fucking. It's different. Like we get to that. But even when you're in them situations, I think it's very possible for a person to fall in love with you, or you to fall in love with the other person, because you might still love whoever you with. You might love two motherfuckers. She might love you and her man. What happens is, I feel everybody has different parts of themselves that they can be. So if this chick, I said this before, if this chick can like I want to say boost. I don't want to say boost your ego, but this chick can like make you feel, this part of you feel good, and then this chick make this part of you feel good. Collectively, you feel amazing, right? Sound fucked up, I know, my bad. But collectively,
I need a Young Dolph drop. Preach.
You feel amazing. So it's like, damn, I don't want to compare you to her. I don't want to, because I honestly feel like as human beings, like we're just not made for one person. Like that's why, and I'm not saying like you need to wear her fucking 20
To be
bitches.
fair, you got to allow that for them too.
No, you can. No, if you, that's a choice. Like if you want to just be with one person, like that's cool. That's your thing. But I don't feel like as human beings we're made for it. That's why, like I said last week, I got multiple best friends. I got multiple female friends. I got multiple like mother type figures in my life.
Oh, you saying you ain't got to be fucking all of them?
No, you ain't got to be fucking like. But I'm saying all them different people bring different shit to your life.
I definitely.
So it's like if me and you vibe over, let's say we smoke weed. Let's just say that's the only thing we vibe. We smoke weed. We get high as fuck, right? We might vibe great on that shit. But say me and Rob, say Rich don't smoke. That's my bro. But we don't vibe on that because I can't be that with him because he don't smoke. But I can smoke a great like a motherfucker. We getting hot in the bitch. I'm going to have a chick over here. I can discuss.
I probably still feel like so. I mean, like, we could not smoke, though. Like, I ain't got to just smoke.
That was some total rich shit would have said, too.
I know, right? Because that's how it be, though. Girl be like, I mean, like, I could,
but that's what happens. You know? But see, sometimes people don't accept where you connect with them at. So, like, me and P, for example, right? Shout out to P. He be watching the podcast. Me and P.
Oh, shit. Shout out to P. I didn't know you be watching
all the time. He be commenting and shit. Shout out to P. But, like, when we was growing up, like, younger and shit, we bonded over fucking with these bitches. Like, we did music and we fuck with these hoes. That's what we did out here. Other aspects, maybe I didn't bond with him as much as I would have bonded with my nigga like JG or my nigga Rard or it's different. It's different.
I feel
ways,
you on that. It's definitely.
Like,
I don't bring none of my rap friends around. A lot of my comedian friends.
Exactly.
None of my real friends around. None of them. So
they probably won't like my ass.
You don't come around actually.
Nigga be wild.
No boy. I could have needed. I would have needed. I could have used you this weekend because you would have definitely been way more social than me. I don't like do the social stuff. I be chilling. I be like, hey. Like you seen me on stage, right? That was real good, wasn't it? Let's talk about that. I don't know how to just be hanging out and like, oh, right, and happy and people be around me. Bro, like I need so much liquor for that.
You know what's crazy, and you wouldn't believe this shit because you know me. I'm antisocial as fuck, bro.
That's what I be saying. I be perpetrating. I heard that I say that a lot, but then people see me, they be like, you say that a lot, but when you start talking to people, you ain't so antisocial. And I'm like, yeah, because if they talk about something, I say the same thing I said. If they talk about something about them that's super interesting that I'm inquisitive or want to know about, I'm there. Let's know.
Yeah,
I got questions. Questions.
Yep.
Or if you talk about me, comedy and rap, we can talk all day. But everything else, though, it's like I don't like the small talk. Everything else is,
bro,
minute.
When we was on our rapper shit back in the day, I used to always tell niggas, like, we need a manager or somebody because I don't want to do all that networking shit. Like, because a lot of times, and this is my natural personality, right? I got abandonment issues, right? I talked to a therapist and shit at one point. Shout out to therapists. Like, therapy is a good thing, man. Y'all don't be knocking that shit, right?
I'm going to get some therapy.
Everybody need that shit, man. Like, I should have
I want
kept
therapy
going,
so bad. If it's a therapist listening to this, hit me up, DM me something. We can, what's that? Whatever it is. They do phone therapy now. I shouldn't know the name of it because they ain't sponsoring us.
I kind of use my best friend now because she a therapist anyway, so I just use her when I really get to like my modes and shit. I call her sis and be like, "Yo,
shout out to her."
I get free session. Shout out to her. But
like, cash up you a dub for like an hour or two.
I ain't paying her shit. That's my sister. I ain't paying her shit.
But I'm saying for me.
Oh yeah, you gonna pay her. She gonna charge shit on your ass. But no, like
for you.
The other one I did go to
make up for your not paying.
My cheap ass taking advantage of my sis like that. Shout out to Crystal though. But no, like they was telling me, like, as I was talking about different shit as I went through, like, you have abandonment issues. And when you ain't thinking about how a lot of this shit affected you. But like I do. Like, and now that I do, nigga, like, so like I don't ever want to get too close to a motherfucker, especially a person I don't feel like I need to, because in my mind, you don't give a fuck no way. So why I'm gonna sit here, play nice with you, play hee ha ha with you when you don't give a fuck about me. So it's hard for me to engage in certain atmospheres. Like if it's like a more like, I don't want to say one.
That's where the small talk come in for me, because like neither one of us care about this for real. But like if you telling me about your life and it's interesting, you care about that, and now I care. If you asking me about, I only say me because I'm interested in comedy and rap. Everything else, I don't really care to talk about. You don't want to hear about me coming up in life and where I lived and shit. You don't want to hear about that. So it's like, but if comedy and rap, that's what I care about. So I feel like, you asking me, then you care. So it's a vice versa thing. But yeah, when it's like nobody care about that, that's, I think, when I come in with that part. And I mean, I don't know what that attached to, because I never talked to a therapist, and I'm sure it's a bunch of stuff I went through in life that she'll be able to break down.
It's a reason.
I shouldn't say she, like it's always. I would feel more comfortable talking to a black woman, though. I would say that if I had to choose a therapist, I want it to be a black woman.
I had a black woman.
Yeah, I wanted to be a black woman. I mean, a black man to be cool, because he would know my experience exactly. But I think just a black woman would make me more comfortable talking to her.
It's like a motherly figure, which also came out of my therapy too, because I got mother issues. But but you know what I'm saying? To that point though, like you said, like you got things going on you might not even be aware of. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's important for like us, especially as adults and shit now at our age, like to understand where some of these things come from, because we don't even think about it. Like, I never thought about I had abandonment issues until I was talking to her, and she like started mentioning different shit. I'm like, yeah, I do feel that way. And I was like, yeah, I do feel that way. She's like, yeah, well, these are all symptoms of this, and this is all the reaction to you going through this and that. And it's like, damn. So I be letting motherfuckers know, like, when I be meeting people or like people I'm cool with, I tell them like it's certain things like don't do with me, because I don't know how to, like, I can't separate it. Like, I can't deal with you like kicking me in and out of your. Some people like kick you in and out of their life. Like if you're dealing with a chick and she be like, I'm done with this. This is over. And then she like calm down the next day and be like,
crazy
I miss you. It's like, I can't do that. Like, you can't do that.
Wow, what's crazy for me is that it might be the other way around, because like vice versa, with my dad passing at a young age, and in my life leaving that, I don't know. I'm sure it's some type of abandonment issue, because with that being at 11, such a vital, like growing up. But I don't feel that way with the detachment, specifically talking about women if they go in and out of your life, right? I look at that like, okay, if you leave, that's fine. And you can come back whenever you want, because, hey, we can have fun when you come back, and then if you go and you get whatever you want to stop up, hey, cool. But that's because in my mind, I'm like, you leaving ain't gonna be as bad as my father dying.
But see that,
so that's that right not there, so it's not gonna measure that. And if I got past that, it ain't gonna.
The thing. You deep down,
I'll be like, okay.
The more you talk, you have it.
No, it. Not saying it won't affect me. It'll affect me. I'll hurt all of that. But I'm saying that's the biggest thing.
No,
I
that's
got
what I'm
past
saying.
that. It's not gonna get to that level. So whatever I got to go through to get past
But
it,
that's what I'm
I'll
saying.
get
So
past it.
you went through that's traumatic as hell. So you
Yeah.
like if I went through this shit, and as much as the low
But
I felt that you can't make me feel that low, right? But that also affects the way you love. That affects the way you care. That affects, like you said, I don't want no kids. I don't want no wife. It all affects you. So like when you talk to somebody, they start putting that shit in perspective,
because
bro.
I might have to leave him.
See?
Yeah, bro.
Therapy session, bro.
Yeah.
It all
But this is
matters.
crazy because I thought this is why, and then when therapy used to get brought up, I used to be like, I know this. They gonna tell me everything I already know.
They go deeper though. They go
already,
deeper than,
and that's
than
now
the shit.
older
Yeah.
age. Now I'm like, I don't know and I want to know what somebody else know. So now I'm at that age with it. You want to get into this Chris Red real quick? We probably ain't gonna talk about it too much. I didn't want to leave.
That was an interesting time.
That was super
We should have stayed
dope.
on this. Fuck it, what we got? Let's because I got another question. Okay.
Okay, if
so
you got
like,
another- hey,
we
let's
get
go
to
with
that
that.
later. We get to that later.
Nah,
we
we
get to
ain't
that next
gotta-
week. Whatever. So like when it comes to like like you for example, right? So would you say like, okay, we can agree that probably plays some kind of part on like the notion of you not wanting to be married or like you know because you don't want to leave them,
Definitely.
right? Do you think a part of that is you don't want to disappoint them the way you probably feel disappointed that you didn't get to have your father throughout your childhood?
I don't want to use the word disappointed because I would never be disappointed in my dad.
No, I'm saying that
I know what you
couldn't
mean.
have
Though.
him.
I know what you're
Not
saying.
disappointed in him.
I know what you.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Okay.
what you're saying, and the sentiment you're saying is just that I don't want to use just public perception.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to use the word disappointed because I'll never be disappointed in my dad. He great dude in my life, my whole life. Stopped doing the bullshit he was doing. I was the firstborn when I was born, so I don't even know about him gang banging or doing none of that type of shit. All I know is that he worked and he showed up every night. So shout out to my dad. But that definitely does play a part. And you was asking about like if I want to get married or
Just in like.
oh, you said that I don't just because I don't want to leave them and then have
You
them
don't want
feel
to feel the pain that you felt.
100%.
Yeah.
That is the reason why. And the reason why that if it would have happened in my life, like throughout my course from high school when I started fucking to now, it's never gonna be a point where I'm gonna be like, oh, I can't be in this. Oh, that's gonna scare me and run me off. If I would cherish my kid, like I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna try to be a better dad than my dad was to me, type shit. But if I can not do that and prevent that and not have that happen, I mean, there's other stuff. Trying to be a comedian, trying to be a rapper. I'm sure if I wanted to lean on that, yeah. But on the deeper aspect, yes, that does play into it because I'm scared of leaving them or having. And I guess the older I get,
Okay, let me ask you this question because we only got 2 minutes left. So do you feel the fear of not stacking up to that level outweighs the want to actually love a child like that? Like you feel like your father loved you, or do you think that fear outweighs the love that you would have to attempt that and have a child that loves you as much as you love your dad or as much as your dad loved you?
I never doubt that. I never doubt the love that I would have for my kid or the love that my kid would have for me. I never doubt that. I'll tell you this.
No, I'm saying,
now.
do the fear of not being able to like outweigh that love that you
It's
don't
not
doubt?
that fear. That fear is not the thing that outweighs it. The more so thing that outweighs it, and this where I think my selfishness come in, but that's how people say it, so that's what I'm conditioned to saying. But if I was, that's the other part is that I got dreams. I'm gonna be traveling, moving around, comedy, rap, right? Even as I get older, I'm sorry, I know it might be whatever, but what else am I gonna live for type shit, right? So this is gonna still be, this is gonna always, shut up. This is gonna always be my dream, right? My dream is my kid, and I think that maybe that's what this is saying. But like, so I look at that in the aspect of I'm gonna live for that. And the minute I have a kid, it's no more living for that. And I loved rap since high school. I love rap since 8th grade, bro.
Okay.
So it's like
what if those
hold on, because I
experiences
think
made
that's
your
a
kid?
I think I never realized that, and that might be it. Because my kid, if I have a kid, just like I've been explaining, will definitely take place of me pursuing anything that I'm gonna pursue because I gotta be there with my kid. And I think that my dreams, my comedy, my rap, whatever, pursuing that and trying to be that might take the place that would be a kid in my mind, heart, body, whatever, because once I have a kid, that has to go. So in my mind, I cannot have a kid because I don't want to leave that or give my comedy or my rap or my pursuing of that up.
I thought that, bro. When I had my kid, I stopped rap. You know this. I quit doing music, all that shit, right? Because I felt like I had to be there because my dad wasn't around. So I went through that same struggle, right? And then I realized that nothing fulfilled me ever in life like being a father, bro.
Because that's people be saying that, but
time up. See, y'all gotta say all this good stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's time, but I know. But you don't understand that because you speaking from somebody who got the kid.
I didn't always have the kids. I had kids late, bro. I was almost 30 years old when I started having kids.
But what I'm saying is,
I used to love fucking and pulling out
the kid. You seen the kid. You said you used to think that.
Oh, I definitely didn't. I thought I was never gonna have kids.
Yeah, and then you had a kid, and now you think different, right?
Your life.
But if I never have the kid, Queese,
I know
I never have to think different.
That was the point.
Because you never thought different until the kid was here.
I'm trying to get to
that'd be my point.
Can we get Craig to actually grow past what he think is his norm? We get to that. See, we had a whole therapy session on here. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I love doing this podcast. We get to this real shit too, man.
And in the sake of time, I'm gonna get out of here and we gonna leave on that. But that's a good point. And I'm gonna re-listen to this, write that down at the end, and we gonna come back because I do like discussions like that. And that is what this podcast is supposed to be about. Because we almost
joking. There's some serious shit in here too. Like we gonna get to all this good shit next week. I'm gonna try to have a couple women come through. And we gonna have this. Hopefully, man. I'm working on this.
I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the things that I was gonna tell you to bring this up in the words of Joe Budden to take this podcast to the next level. Yeah. We need to have like guests and like specifically some women in here to either challenge us or just discuss the topics that we be discussing.
It's just hard to find people that actually can do the podcasting thing because some people like don't want to talk on the camera. Mm-hmm. We working on that though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we signing out, man. Thank y'all for coming through, tapping in for another episode of I'm Almost Joking Podcast. It's your boy Queese, aka Dash, with my mans
Craig Smith, aka Sense of Life, man. And make sure y'all tune into the greatness scale this week because I got way better bars than him, and I'm about to show him right now.
Oh, we on that? I ain't even come on that type of. We gonna see what's going on.
We on that. You can't get the smoke last week. And you think I'm gonna be ready?
We out here, man. We holler
sliding like church socks.
This one.